Let's assume you have a completed paper and you need to format it. First, click on Control and A on your keyboard at the same time to highlight all of your work. Next, come to the Home tab and go to the Font area and choose the font style. These are listed alphabetically, so you need to scroll down through the alphabet until you get to the T's and you'll find Times New Roman. Next, you'll change the size of the font by using this arrow, and we'll choose 12. Next, we'll move to the paragraph area. Click on this small arrow on the bottom right-hand side to see this pop up. First, you're going to look at an indentation, and you're going to go to this area, click on the arrow, and choose First Line. Next, you want to make sure that before and after both read 0. I can change this by clicking on this small arrow and go to line spacing and choose double. Finally, make sure that this is selected because you don't want to add space between paragraphs of the same style. When you've done those 4 things, click OK. Next, you'll want to deal with the margins. Come up to the Page Layout tab, move left to the margins, and select Normal. That will give you 1-inch margins all the way around. With the body of your paper formatted, it's time to set up the title. In MLA style, there's no separate title page unless, of course, your instructor wants one. Make sure you check your assignment. To start, put your cursor at the very beginning of your paper, right to the left of your first word. Hit Enter, and then use your arrow key to move the cursor back up a space. Now, type your first and last name. Hit Enter, and type your instructor's first and last name. Enter. Type your course. Type the date in this format, so the day would be the date, the month, then the year. Hit Enter again and type the title of your paper. Now use your mouse and highlight all 5 lines that you just typed and come up to the paragraph, and where it says Indentation Special, you're going to click None. Click OK. Everything else should stay the same. You've done that. Now again, use your mouse to highlight the title of your paper. Come up to Paragraph and click on the center alignment. Next, you're going to come up to Insert, move over to Page Number, Top of Page, move down and select Plain Number 3. And there's your page number. Here, make sure your cursor is to the left of the number and type your last name. Make sure there's a space between your last name and the number. Notice that this is in a different font style than the rest of the paper, and we need to fix that. So highlight with your mouse, go to the Home tab, click the arrow, and you'll find that Times New Roman was recently used, so you get to choose that. And then you want to choose 12 so that it matches both the rest of the paper. To get out of that header, just come down to the body of your paper and click twice. And you'll notice on the next page, there it is. The last thing we need to take care of on our paper is the Works Cited page. And to do that, we need to add a page at the end of our work. So put your cursor behind the last word in your paper, and on your keyboard, press the Control key and the Enter key at the same time. And that'll give you a brand new page. Notice that you do have still your last name and a page number on it. Keep in mind that the Works Cited page doesn't count towards your total page count on the assignment. So the first thing we're going to do is put a title on this, and to do that we need to go up to paragraph, click on the little arrow to get the pop-up, and take care of a couple of things. First, under general alignment, you need to change it from left to centered, and then under indentation you're going to change from first line to none, and everything else you're going to leave the same. Click OK. Then you're going to type the words works cited. Make sure you spell that correctly. Also keep in mind that some instructors do want a different title on that, so check with your teacher or check your assignment. Hit enter and then go back to the paragraph section and the little arrow, and now in the pop-up change the alignment to left, change the indentation to hanging, and then leave everything else the same. Click OK. Then here are some references. These are two entries. One thing to keep in mind as you collect your works cited is that they do have to be alphabetical, and I can change that by highlighting this one and just moving it up. Since it starts with a G, it comes first. The other thing you have to do is keep in mind what things are italicized and which aren't. In this one we have the title of the article is in quotes, and then the publication is in italics. So you highlight with your mouse and then come up under the font area, click on I for italics. Here under this one, the title is in italics. So highlight and click I. And you can see on both of these, because they're both longer entries, you can see that with a hanging indent, that means the first line is flush with the edge and all other lines are indented. And that's why it's called a hanging indentation. Now, in terms of formatting your entries, please check with your instructor, your textbook, or a solid online source like Al Purdue for ways to format different types of resources. So this is just sort of the basics to get you going. And that's it.